Alrighty, it is 1 o'clock, so we can go ahead and get started. People are going to continue to file in, and that's okay. We're so glad you guys could join us for the first industry connection of the year. We are so excited to have CUR8 with us. One of the topics that we see posted a lot in our Facebook group, as well as just various ACT conversations we have at different events. One of the questions we get asked a lot is, what system do you guys use for communication and for scheduling? And we're so excited to have something that works for everything, literally anything you need. Chances are Curate can do. So I'm excited to learn more about what they offer, and I'm sure you guys are too. Before I pass things over, I just want to remind everyone to use the Q&A feature that you'll see at the bottom of your Zoom screen. That is the best place to ask questions. If you ask a question in the chat, it might get lost. So throw that in the Q&A. There's also a wonderful upvote feature. So if somebody asks a question that you also want the answer to, give it a thumbs up. That will tell Jeff and Jen that they need to answer that question immediately, or at least with the utmost priority. Um, we have plenty of other ACT events coming up soon. I'll mention some of them at the end of today. But for now, I'll just thank you all for joining and pass things over to Jeff and Jen. Thank you all.
Thanks, David.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here and appreciate the opportunity. As you said, this is Jeff and my name is Jen, and we are from CUR8. CUR8 started as a way to help organizations make the most of their shows and their production experience. And we know that you, as theater producers, wear so many hats. You're technical directors and producers and music directors, and sometimes even therapists, right? You're doing so many things. You're dealing with headshots and bios and misspelled names and programs and pages of rehearsal notes on your yellow notepad at the end of the rehearsal. And of course, fundraising and how are you going to pay for that confetti cannon at the end of Legally Blonde, right? There's so many things that you have to think about and worry about. Well, CUR8 is an all-in-one platform that we have created to help you become more efficient and creative and giving you the one thing that I feel like we all need more of, which is time. Today, we're going to talk about 6 of our newest features that CUR8 can help you hopefully solve some of these problems that you face on the daily basis. So imagine a world where you can share a QR code at auditions and you have your actors, your technical crew sign up with their headshot and their bio and a list of conflicts that they might have for the run of the rehearsal process. Then you create your show in CUR8. If you're doing an MTI show, because of our partnership with MTI, we have templates that are predefined for you that are basically a French scene breakdown. You can have your act and your scenes, your song list, all of your characters, and they're already, the connections are already made as to who's in what act and scene. If you aren't doing an MTI show, then you just create that yourself. And we are here to help you do that along the way. Once that is done, your connections are made. So you cast the show, if you will, within the system. So Sally is playing Elwoods and Billy is playing Emmett. And it's simple click box, right? Once that's done, you now have opened a door to all things CUR8. You can rehearse, schedule your rehearsals. And sometimes that's the hardest part, right? There's so many people with conflicts, and Jimmy has a doctor's appointment, and you're missing 5 kids for some other rehearsal for another program, or maybe you're doing multiple shows together and you need to schedule all kinds of different things at once, or costume fittings. So within CUR8, you just say, I'm going to do Act 1, Scene 1. Oh my God, you guys. And our system already knows who's in Oh my God, you guys, what actors are playing those parts, looks through all of their conflicts throughout the run of the rehearsal process, and gives you feedback about what that rehearsal would look like on that day at that time with those people. So it's really, really intuitive that way and gives you some real-time feedback. Sometimes if you're looking at a conflict sheet, it's a little bit overwhelming, right? People put conflicts on their audition form and you're juggling 47 different pieces of paper and you don't know exactly what to do and you're spending all of this time putting it in individually into.
Oh, Jen, yeah, that's right. It's a curated calendar.
It is. It is a curated calendar. Everyone looks at their own calendar and they're not looking at
A master
anything
calendar.
else, a master calendar, right? Um,
On the screen right now, Jen, you can point out this is what the calendar looks like when you're looking at conflicts, because you can go to custom views as the admin and view everyone's conflicts, or you can view no one's conflicts, which would just be the schedule. But this would be the view that the stage managers or your admins would use as opposed to your performers.
Perfect, perfect. So after you've done that, your cast comes to rehearsal, right? They want to sign in. So instead of having to sign in on a sheet or you printing out a sign-in sheet, they can simply click in their on their phones and say that they're there. And you have individualized personal lists as to who signed up. You also have logs, so you always know, your stage manager always knows exactly who's there, what time they got there, and they're all golden. So the next thing we're going to talk about is our film review feature. So imagine being able to record a rehearsal and tag an actor or character by using that at or at sign to at a character or at a person's name, and immediately be able to make a comment about a specific moment. And instead of sitting at the edge of the stage on your yellow notepad and trying to remember all of those things and maybe not even being able to read your own writing, right? At least that was my experiences in directing shows. You can immediately send feedback to those performers. They get on their phone or their email a specific link to the moment that you took the note in the film review. So they're going to be seeing all of their notes from the rehearsal process, and you haven't had to reiterate them to them. You just click a button and it sends that curated note set to everyone on the team.
And then the really amazing thing is imagine that process, but with your choreographer and your tech director and your stage manager all giving notes simultaneously in the same rehearsal. And then at the end of that rehearsal, you hit send notifications and it sends notifications out to everyone with their notes, your tech crew, your front of house crew, all the performers in your show, your shift crew, your costumers. Everyone gets their individualized notes for every single rehearsal.
Right. And not just that, but they also have a link to the moment that you took the note in the video. So especially dealing with younger people today, they're very visual learners. They're on their phones all the time anyway, right? So they can see the moment that you took the note and actually see what you meant and really make it an educational experience and really make it make sense for them. The next thing we're going to talk about is shout outs. And shout outs is a way to fundraise for your organization to help promote your organization within your community and to spread a little joy, right? With shout outs, cast, crews, and families can send animated messages that also appear in your digital program, which we're going to talk about in just a second. You set the price for those shout outs and you keep the funds. So we've just launched this aspect. They choose the person that they want that shout out to go to. They choose the date that they want the shout out to be sent. It could be immediately, or it could be opening night, or maybe closing night. Or if grandma and grandpa are coming on a specific day, then they can make sure that that shout out goes to them at that specific date and time from a loved one. They can choose from different animated images. They're updating all the time, and the purchaser selects that image and customizes it for the individual.
We also have full moderation within the system to obviously protect you as an organization. So anyone that buys a shout out, the shout out gets processed and gets sent to the moderators page where any administrator on the account can improve the shout outs. At that point, they go into the queue for delivery or they get put into your digital program, but you have a layer of protection in there.
And speaking of the digital program, one of the things that we have just introduced is the ability to have a digital program with shout outs included. So as people come to the theater and they scan their QR code to enter, they are prompted to purchase a shout out if you're selling shout outs and then enter the digital program. It has all of those aspects because we've already captured their headshots and their bios. We've already captured the scene list and the song list and all of the important information. You can update that information as you choose and decide how you want that kind of laid out in the program, whether you want all the headshots together and all of the bios together, or headshots and bios of each individual. However you decide to specialize that for your organization is great. And then you can
You can
add,
also create custom pages too. So
absolutely.
if you're selling advertising separately outside of your program, you can upload those advertising pages as custom pages, as well as create donor pages or any other specialized information that you have specific to your program.
And folks can jump to different individual pages by clicking at the little bottom. You can see they can see all of the different pages and jump to and look at them from there. So that's a very exciting new feature as
Yeah, we have a
well.
lot of organizations that post the QR code in their lobby and people scan it as they're walking in, and now they're turning it into a fundraising opportunity because they can purchase a shout out on their way into the theater and get it delivered to the actors right before the show.
And in the program. So super fun. Our next, oh, one other thing we didn't talk about, right, Jeff, is that those programs are immediate, right? So if you are double cast, if you have two casts for a show, or if you have an understudy that has to go on at the last minute, you have the opportunity to update that program immediately just by making that cast change in Curate. The program automatically makes that cast change as well. So you don't have to worry about reprinting anything or putting those little pieces of paper saying who's in tonight in your playbill, because that's already done for you.
The program's always up to date with the latest information.
Very exciting. And the next thing we're going to talk about is our Curate Connect, our email marketing manager. So you can manage your email lists and send beautiful branded email blasts without needing a subscription or a complicated tool. A lot of times organizations are having to pay quite a bit of money to someone else to manage their email list. Well, we already have that information because when they purchase tickets from you, then we capture their email. So if you have someone that purchased a ticket to last year's musical, you might want to send them an email reminding them about this year's musical. Or if you have someone that maybe purchased a ticket to a special event, like a
talk back with an author or
absolutely.
something like that.
You can really segment your audience to make sure that you're accessing the people that might be most interested in your specific event, and super easy without having to export or import anything into different places. It's all right there for you in Curate Connect. You can also just choose different templates, and those templates will help you create it really beautifully right within the system. Makes it really easy and quick to create your beautifully branded email. The next one we're going to talk about is Curate Hub. Curate Hub is a one link situation where you can post it on your social media, and it has all of the links to all of your events, again, without having to go to separate places and find different things and put it together. Curate automatically connects those things for you, those links to your production, maybe to your season ticket, maybe to a donation page that's right within our platform, to purchase shout outs, to see that digital program. You can also connect extra links of your own. So a link for your donors page, for example, where everything makes it there right in one place. It makes it super, super easy.
The idea being that it's simple for you and you don't have to maintain a separate Linktree account for your social media. As you're creating projects and shows within Curate, those will get added to your hub automatically, and you can go in and format whether you want a season subscribers available or a specific show or a special event. And it's just very, very easy to maintain without you having to maintain a whole separate website. It's all built into the system.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a question here, Jeff. How many directors can make video notes simultaneously?
Yeah, we don't have a limit. We've actually tried it with up to 10 people making notes simultaneously without any problems. We have a giant streaming system, thank you, pandemic, that is capable of handling, thousands and thousands of streams. So there's no reason to think that you can't have that many people making notes simultaneously.
Yeah, super fun. Um, any other questions coming in? We obviously started as a ticketing platform. So I'm sure one of the questions that you might have is how much does this all cost, right? Well, if you are ticketing with us, it's $1 a ticket plus 3.5% that goes to Visa, MasterCard, American Express, right? You can also pass on a CUR8 credit fee so that every time you sell a ticket, you get 20 credits into your credit account. And that allows you to send those mass emails, to communicate with folks on your team. We didn't really talk about the communication feature, but let's do that a little bit. So you have the opportunity to communicate with anyone in your staff by those roles and groups. So if you need to tell everyone that is in Singing in the Rain not to forget their tap shoes, you can click on Singing in the Rain, click on that production number, and everyone in that group is going to get that communication immediately. So it makes it really, really quick and easy to communicate with anyone on your production staff.
The curated communication, right, Jen?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So communication is just, again, one more feature. We talked really about the 6 newest features that we have implemented in the last year, but we're really, really excited about the way that they all work together to really make the experience exactly what you need.
Awesome. I think that's it. If there's any more questions from anyone.
You can use us with or without ticketing. I know that's sometimes a question. Sometimes people are in love with the ticketing platform. We know we feel so confident in our customer service. We have an awesome, awesome team that's here for you 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time. And we're here for all of your needs. All of our staff is really knowledgeable and friendly and are really from a theater background. So they know what to expect. They know when stress is high, when you're in the middle of a show and need a question to be answered. So we're always there for you. So.
We did get a couple more questions, Jen. The first was our school won't let them use ticketing. How much is it in that case? Again, like the other aspects, things like scheduling and all that is free to use. The only things that you pay for on the website, in addition to ticketing, is sending communications or film review. And that is 1 credit for each message that you send or 1 credit for each minute of video that you encode or consume. And that's really it. The rest of the website is absolutely free to use. You can actually go in and do all of the management features without using any of the communication features or without sending bulk emails. But of course, we'd love for you to do that. And even if you can't use this for ticketing, we would love to have you try us out for event management, scheduling, and communication.
And it's really great to, let's talking about the scheduling feature. We have the ability for you to send a daily schedule to your team. So you just click one button and everyone on the team, if they have multiple rehearsals or multiple things going on, it really makes it super easy for them to see a digest of exactly what they need for each day, which is kind of fun. We also didn't talk about the fact that you can see multiple organizations in your CUR8 account. So if you are a performer and you're performing in a community theater production and you're also in your school production, and both of those teams are using CUR8, that performer sees their schedule for both organizations in one place. We also have a great parent guardian situation. So if you have younger performers in your group, those performers are automatically connected to their guardian, and anyone under 13, their guardian gets that message as well. So that's
the next question is, are there options for venue scheduling? The answer is yes. Whenever you're scheduling into a venue, the venue gets reserved for that space. So if someone else tries to come in and create an event in that venue, it tells them the venue's not available. So it is impossible to overlap when you're doing venue scheduling.
Yeah. And you can have as many different venues as you want. You may have a vocal rehearsal room and a performance room and a theater space, a black box. All of those are schedulable within the system.
Yeah.
And the other question is, what is the cost of a credit? So you can buy credits in packages. So for example, 20 credits equals $20 equals 1,000 credits. I was like, that's wrong. That's very
Backwards.
wrong.
That's backwards.
$20 is 1,000 credits within the system. So you can buy packages based on what you need, and it's a pay-as-you-go kind of situation.
And
So
then again,
there's
if you're selling tickets with us, you can tack on the Curate credit fee on top of our ticketing fee, and that gets you free credits to use. We have a lot of organizations that have started doing that, and that's how they're doing now all of their market. They're paying for their marketing for free, basically, because they're generating these Curate credits from ticket sales. So that's another option.
Yeah, and if you're passing on the ticket sale fee to your consumer, to your attendee, then you're not paying anything for the system at all for anything. So
Yeah.
that's really great.
Completely free.
Great question. The Curate credit fee is 50 cents per ticket. So if you're passing on the Curate credit fee, it's $1.50 per ticket plus 3.5% that goes to the Visa, MasterCard, American Express. So
Again, that's optional. You
Yep.
can either absorb your ticket fees, you can absorb you can absorb the ticket fee, or you can pass on the ticket fee and pass on the Curate credit fee. The option's yours. Or
Yeah.
purchase Curate credits.
Yeah. However you want to do it.
Yeah. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to contact jen@curate.com. Also, if you come to our website, on the bottom of every page is two buttons. The first is a help button, which you can go in and click on for any FAQs if you have specific questions. And then also the bottom right corner is schedule a call. You can click there and set up a call with any of our support staff, including Jen, and they could do a demo for you or walk you through any issues that you may have.
Absolutely. And Jeff's going to go to the next screen, which gives you a QR code. And just for being here today, we're going to give you 1,000 Curate credits to try out in our system. And that way you can give it a shot and explore a little bit around the site. Can you repeat the fee? Yes, the fee is $1 per ticket plus 3.5% that goes to Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. The fee for Curate credits is a pay-as-you-go situation. So $20 equals 1,000 credits. So that kind of gives you an idea of how that works.
And there's a really handy calculator on the homepage of our site that you can actually put in and figure out exactly what the fees are going to be if you pass them on or if you absorb them. So it gives you a really upfront idea of what it's going to cost you. We believe in being as transparent as possible. We don't believe in hiding our fees. We want you to know how much things are going to cost in advance so that you can plan for them in your budget. And we're really, really upfront about everything we do.
And there's another question. It looks like, can we subsidize part of the ticket fee, but not all? I'm not really sure, anonymous, whoever you are, I'm not super sure what that question is, but you can choose to absorb the fee or pass on the fee. If you're absorbing the fee, you're not absorbing the Curate credit fee, if that makes sense. So you're just absorbing the $1 plus 3.5%. You're not absorbing the $1.50 because if you're absorbing that fee, we're figuring that you're going to just
purchase
the credits as you need to. You don't need to do both.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, David, I think we're going to hand it back off to you. This has been a great session. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate your time and energy and that you've taken time out from your busy day to come and spend a little bit of time with us.
Thank you both. I work, with AACT. We work with a lot of different theaters, and I'm fortunate to get my hands dirty and be on the ground at a lot of different theaters that I know can benefit from this. So this is fantastic. We did have, so make sure you get that QR code scanned. We will be posting this as well on our social media. So if you missed something, you want to go back and check, you can rewind that. But I want to thank you all for joining us. Next month on September 10th, we have an industry connection with Broadway Media. They're going to be talking about all the different services they offer, including projections and the choreography video. So you don't want to miss that.
Great people.
And then starting next week, we'll be announcing our fall webinar series, which includes roundtables and master classes. We're covering everything from the art of marketing theater to welcoming new people into your organization, fundraising, all the good stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And I hope that we will see some of you in San Antonio for our National Directors Conference coming up in November. So you can go to aact.org for all the details on all future ACT events. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.